Okay. Yeah, so this is kind of cool. We can actually use the lab to also do the research as well as produce the cubes. Now that is interesting as well. That is very, very interesting. I don't know how fast it's going to consume cubes in comparison to how fast I'm able to consume cubes, but let's give it a little crack. We can get a parallel setup working if we need to. Let's also use this brand new thing. Oh, look at that. It's a long range power pole. All right, let's not waste it. Let's not waste it on this. It's also got a smaller wireless power coverage than the regular pole does. Alrighty, so we're actually able to supply an ample number of power cubes at this moment in time. Yeah, so we're going to be able to build up a backlog, and then we're going to be able to start utilizing the second matrix lab, and that should still leave a couple of cubes left over, probably for manual research. Nice. This is looking wonderful. This is looking wonderful. Excellent. Thermal power. Now, how do we do thermal power? I'm keen to move away from just the wind. What do we need? Iron? Good thing that I have a whole bunch of iron already ready to go. Already ready to go. This game is like a lot of other games. It's like Satisfactory, it's like Creeper World, it's like Factorio, it's like Planetary Annihilations. It's like everything is just sort of wrapped up into one. Alrighty. So this thermal power station, let's have a little look at how this works. So I mean, does it require anything? Yeah.
A thermal power station. Such
Chemical
power
energy
facilities
fuels.
need to consume chemical energy fuels.
Kind of figured
If you
something.
wanted to generate continuous and stable power,
Kind of
you need
figured
to ensure
something
sufficient
along
fuel
those
supply
lines would
at
be
all
required.
times.
I wonder if the coal will work. It does. It does. There you go. It's just that simple. Now, is that gonna give us a slightly better satisfaction rate? It looks like it will. Well, okay. In classic orbital potato fashion, I have underestimated the amount of space that I will need, which is fine. Where's the input? Where's the input into this thingamabobber? Okay, front and back here. So let's do this, and stick that in there. Excellent. That's no, I don't want it to be output. I don't want that to be output. I want that to be input. There we go. Excellent. Alrighty. Okay, so we have power. We have power, and we have better power. We have better power than just the wind. And again, personal mission of mine: raise my carbon footprint as much as physically possible. You know, certainly burning a little bit of coal is going to help with that. Okay, nice. Mecha core. Okay, plus 40 maximum mega joules. Very, very exciting. Let's grab another power station. Throw that down over here. We got the research that will allow us to view a planet's vein distribution.
You have unlocked the universe exploration. Now you can click the details display button in the lower right corner of the screen to open real-time distribution details of the
longest
veins.
freaking tutorial of all time, eh? Longest freaking tutorial of all time. Alrighty. Vein distribution. Ah, okay. So we got coal. Let me go to planet. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's perfect. The planetary thumbnail is telling me exactly what we got going on. We got some crude oil here. We got some crude oil. We got some iron. Got some coal. We've got some copper. I've got to imagine that there's going to be more resources, but I don't know. That's a stone vein? I didn't realize that there was such a thing as a stone vein, both in reality and also in the game. We should check to see if we can stack these and make these work in concert. I think this is probably about the best that we're going to get in terms of being able to get them operating together. But I mean, even still, I think that this is probably okay. Okay, we can build a couple. We can build a couple more, but to be honest, I don't think I'm going to quite yet because there's seemingly no reason to. Power grid is looking good. We got a nice little power grid overlay. It's actually kind of nice. It's actually kind of nice. Actually kind of nice to see just light, honestly. Like, I mean, the dark side of the moon is a dark place. Seemingly so is this planet at nighttime anyway. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, so maybe if we were to go like what? Like this? So it looks like we can have an output. I suspect that we're going to be able to chain this together. I suspect that this works. Of course, we don't actually have any coal to test here. Let me run a test belt. Let me run a test belt. I could have just chained it all together if I wanted to, but apparently I just don't have the foresight. Apparently I don't have the foresight to do that. Okay. I sincerely think that this is going to work. If it allows us to output from the... If it allows us to output from... Okay, take this up, redo this. If it allows us to output from this building, then it'll almost certainly allow us to chain them together. Okay. That was chronic overuse of power cables, but that's fine. Okay. So let's see under what circumstance it works. I suspect that it'll probably work in the same vein that research production and circuit production works. I.e., I suspect that as long as you get up to whatever it is the max inside. 20, I think, was what you... Was the threshold in the stackable lab. So once it surpassed 20 raw ingredients, it would then move the resources to the next lab or to the next machine or whatever. So this might actually be a pretty decent setup. Let's commit to this. Let's commit to this and let's do this properly. Let's commit to this. Let's do this properly. Nice. Join that together. Good stuff. I think that's probably going to be significant overkill, but it's going to allow us to meet our objective faster. Okay. Direct building to building. Oh yeah, direct building to building sorters are possible. Presumably only under certain circumstances. I like that actually. That looks incredible. That looks really, really good. Oh, that is looking good. We could probably actually shorten it up just a little bit. We could probably shorten it up just a little bit, but well, let's not worry too much. Let's not worry too much about this. Let's not get distracted here. I mean, our power situation is now absolutely sorted. Generation capacity is 7.02 megawatts. This is looking real nice. This is looking real nice. Okay. As anticipated, kinda, we've got a little bit of an issue with regards to circuit production. Not necessarily a problem. This is gonna be a little bit ugly, but bear with. There we go. It's weird how the elevation kind of changes, isn't it? It is very weird. It is very, very weird. That was not what I meant to do, but whatever. Yep. rebuild that, and then what we want to do is we want to basically do the same. Hold on, it's not going to work because it needs to be a little bit further away, unfortunately. We basically want to do the same that we're doing with the copper coils. That's not the way that belt's supposed to go. It is in fact supposed to go just like this, and then we yoink that in there, yoink that in there, yoink that in there. Wonderful. Let's have 3 outputs. In fact, actually, we don't even need the belt to go like that. We can just have the belt go like this, and then hopefully we should be able to output. Oh, interesting. It's taken a little bit of getting used to be honest. It's taken a little bit of getting used to sort of internalize the fact that you can sort of manipulate the sort of different angles of the sorters. It's cool. It's cool. I like it. Where's my smelter? Let's take the iron out of there. Okay. Build 10 sorters, please. Build 10 more. Excellent. Okay, and then bring it just a smidgen closer. And then inputs, and input. Again, probably overkill for that, but that's okay. We're gonna eventually need additional inputs when we start stacking the matrix labs even higher than they already are. This is such an interesting concept for a game. It really is. Very, very cool indeed. Also, this entire gosh darn time I've not been doing any research. How ridiculous is that? Mechanical frame. Improve the move speeds, inventory capacity, communication control, construction drones. I'll take construction drones actually. That's pretty nice. Let's go back into tech and see if we can do some tech. Plasma refining, extract oil from crude oil. Yeah, I'll take that. Let's queue that up as well. Let's queue semiconductor material. Yep, we'll queue that up as well. Nice. Smelting purification. Yep, control rods. Very, very excited. Steel seems pretty darned essential. A splitter. Very, very good. And a sorter Mark II. Also required. Let's start smoking. And by start smoking, I don't mean let's start puffing cigarettes. No, on the contrary, let's start burning coal in order to power my mech. Alrighty. It seems like things are going pretty darn fast. I don't know how my internal researcher goes in comparison to the researchings of labs, but it seems to all work at a good pace. So I'm kind of happy just to let it continue to be researched in the labs. I'll take a couple of matrices out whenever I feel like it, and I can do some manual research. We'll also throw down an additional lab. I doubt that we'll really be able to supply it. I suspect that we may have some supply issues. I'll take 200 of those. There we go. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Okay, so the super special power pole.
You built a wireless
Yoink.
power tower.
Look at my megajoules.
Caused by its longer connection distance. What's exciting
Mecha.
is that it can also
Is
charge
Mecha my name or is
using
Mecha my
electricity
suit?
in the grid.
This is what I'm wondering. This is what I'm wondering. I feel like maybe I shouldn't have this. Maybe I should get rid of it. If I want to increase my carbon footprint, I'm gonna need to burn literally every single bit of coal that I possibly can. Alrighty, still no batteries, although I guess kind of the thermal power station is a bit more like a battery than a wind turbine power station. Okay. Right, so refining. Refining. We don't have... Plasma exciter. It's a component, though. That's a component in the extraction of crude oil. Fluid storage and encapsulation. So the water pump. The water pump doesn't extract oil. Otherwise, it would presumably be called an oil pump. You've got to imagine that is indeed the case. Looking good, though. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. All right. Excellent. Okay, so we get done with this research. We do the oil refining. Then we can maybe get sulfuric acid, if it's all possible. You can now extract crude oil resources. Wonderful. Okay, so we got the oil extractor, we got the oil refinery, and we got the plasma refining, and we've also got the water pump as well, so we can manipulate liquids a fair bit. Chemical plant, do we have the ability to do this? Let's enqueue this as well. Deuterium fractionation? Oh, that's nuclear stuff. That's nuclear stuff. I'm telling you, that's... Nuclear technology is just around the corner. We're gonna blow up the sun. That's our side quest. Let's try that. Let's have a little look at the vein, shall we? Let's have a little look at the planetary overview. We have one crude oil seep just towards the north of us. And to be honest, I think that's exactly where we're gonna go. Let's go and have a little look. Okay. Okay, can I mine oil manually? Can I just suck it up with my... Can I just suck it up with my big mecha... My big mecha lips? No? Okay. That doesn't seem... That seems like a feature that the developers have yet to add. Disappointed, honestly. Very, very disappointed. Right. How do we build an oil refinery? Oil extractor. That's the ticket. We need stone and we need steel. Ooh, actually, steel. Steel. This is exciting. Now, I suspect that steel is probably just iron run through the machine again. But I'll find out in just a second. First of all, we need a little bit more stone. We need a smidgen more stone to get all of the junk that I need to get. And by junk, I mean smelters, which I'm presuming are going to be an integral part of steel production. Okay, nice. Semiconductor material has been researched. I don't even have steel, actually. I don't even have steel research. But let's have a look. What is it? It's literally just running iron through the smelter again, isn't it? That's literally what it is. It's literally what it is. Okay. So, let's do that. We're probably going to want to set up an independent steel production area, or at least semi-independent. Semi-independent, at least, would be good. We also want to probably start using this stone vein, given that I kind of don't want to sort of ramble around and just suck up rocks. My mecha is very, very thirsty for crude oil. Even thirstier for refined oil. Also, this is... Yeah, so this needs to get redone a little bit. We can't stack up smelters, disappointingly. Not necessarily the end of the world there. Right. Okay. There we go. Ditch that. So, first things first. I'm coming back with my newfound knowledge. There we go. Okay. Look at that. Smelting purification. We're actually doing so much freaking research that it's crazy. Alrighty. This looks good. I suspect that we're going to be able to keep... enough enough iron ingots coming in here, so that's really, really nice. That's looking good. Let's crank some plant life. Plant fuel. Let's crank some wood. Let's crank some... Silicon ore cannot be burned. Disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Alright. Right, so... Here's what we do. I tell you what, we're going to get advanced logistics kind of soon, aren't we? We're going to get advanced logistics kind of soon. I almost wonder, let's yoink some more science bits and bobs. And then let's get advanced logistics. We're going to get this splitter very, very soon indeed, which is kind of exciting. And I kind of feel like maybe this is the best place to think about splitting this belt. Also, this needs to be redone entirely. There we go. Come this way. Okay. The only problem with this is that I'm pretty heavy on the sorters. I.e., we use a lot of sorters. That's almost certainly sorter overkill. Yeah, there's no way that there's any need for that many sorters. But this is actually pretty interesting because it will allow us to, I guess, like preferentially create iron plates, which is not something that I'm really altogether too bothered about because we've got plenty of iron. But at least it'll allow us to use this iron belt without the addition of a sorter, which is going to allow us to start creating steel pretty much immediately. Okay, steel. Well, iron first, and then we go into steel after that, and we can just make this right here. Now, am I going to be able to bridge across this little gap? I suspect so. I suspect not. Do I need perhaps to select steel? Let's have a little look. No. Okay, let's move it back a smidgen. And then we can give it a shot. The reason that we would want to get deuterium is that I'm pretty certain that I am desperate to build a nuclear reactor of some sort. And so, therefore, moving towards nuclear stuff of any variety is immediately of interest to me. Alrighty. We do actually require a ridiculously large amount of iron ingots. Yeah, there's a lot of iron ingots here. Alright, well, get the steel. Get the steel. We can probably just have a single output here. Probably just have a single output. No need to complicate things further. We'll almost certainly need to automate steel production into something else at some point. Whereas for now, we can just set up a storage box and we can just sort of let it accumulate. There we go. Perfect. Love to see it. Excellent. Yeah, again, not much steel coming out of here. Kind of to be expected, but that is what it is. I wonder, maybe it's worth us getting another one of these smelters, and then just sort of sticking it on the other side of this iron smelter. So therefore, we're able to utilize both sides at the same time. There we go. All right, give this a shot. Give this a shot. Alrighty, we're gonna need to get more sorters. We don't have any more sorters because we're using like a bazillion sorters. But that is completely fine because it's absolutely worth it. And that gives us a pretty darn large amount of steel production. You know what I would still like though? I would still just absolutely love some freaking lights. Some freaking lights. That would be good. Okay. Alright. This is nice. This is nice. Okay, we did unlock the splitter. Very, very excited. Very, very excited about that. Let's see if we can get the oil extractor done, though, right? Let's get the oil extractor done. Let's get the oil refinery done. We also need a storage tank, but we probably have a storage tank. I do actually have a storage tank already, which is very, very nice indeed. I've got a couple of extra thermal power stations that we can plonk down if indeed it is needed. We are still managing to manufacture a huge number of research cubes. We're still doing a whole bunch of research. We're actually still net positive, really. Yeah, we're net positive in Researchville, which is a fancy way of saying we're producing many more research cubes than we actually need. In fact, I think we're in excess of just about everything. Hold up, though. We're not in excess of fuel. We need more fuel. Let's go and yoink a little bit of fuel out of the mine there. And we'll throw this into the mecha as well, so that we can maybe start to accumulate some battery power. The fact that we're in a super advanced hyper battery powered mecha suit, then it can be powered by coal, is kind of incredible, but also kind of weird at the same time. Like, I don't know, stick a solar panel on my head or on my shoulders or whatever, so that I can charge up during the day in the sun. Do a little bit of sunbathing to get some juice back. Call it work. I kind of like that idea, to be honest. I love that idea. I really, really love that idea. Okay, I think that we've got our oil extractor here. Let's have a little look. Aha! Perfect. It's big. It is big, but it is good. Wonderful. Let's see if we can try and expand the power network a little bit. Excellent. I have no idea how much power this is actually going to use, but it looks good to me. Satisfaction. Okay, okay. Well, it actually consumes an insane amount of power. That I'm probably going to want to rectify. So we'll probably see if we can try and maybe chain a couple of these thermal power stations, which I have waiting for just this occurrence. So 1 distance, 2 distance. I think that's a good distance. There we go. There we go. Excellent. And we'll add one more. We'll add one more. We'll add one more just for good measure, I think, because I've already got it. So what the heck, eh? Okay. Do we have enough coal coming in here, though? Might not have enough coal coming in here. Chemical engineering is also done. Interesting. Isaac, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying the Workers and Resources Soviet Republic stuff. Delighted to hear that. Always love to hear when people enjoy the videos. Makes me pretty happy. Makes me pretty darn happy. You know what else makes me happy? The fact that we now have a freaking sorter machine. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is exciting. Let's test this out. Let's test this out. It looks like...
Splitter with 4 directions.
Nice.
It can split the passing cargo or balance the cargo on multiple conveyor belts. The splitting speed depends on the conveyor belt speed. Use the tab key to switch between different styles, and click it to set priorities and filters.
How interesting. How interesting. Oh my goodness, look at this. So there's different heights that you can output at, there's different levels. Man, I'm just now beginning to totally appreciate the sheer scale of this game. The sheer scale of this game. It's going to be monstrous, isn't it? It's going to be absolutely monstrous. It's going to be huge. It's going to be freaking huge. Right, let's see. Let's build one more. Let's build one more splitter. Probably almost certainly going to need it for this position on the corner here. So here's what I'm kind of thinking at the moment. I could kind of do with a little bit more coal, but it looks like it looks like the thermal power station will only output coal if it gets to 10, which is a problem because by the time that this thermal power station has outputted the coal to here, we're not getting enough coal to see build up and therefore transmutation through the second one. So we're gonna have to make a little fork here, but it's okay because my table manners are good and I'm fairly capable of of using a fork. So let's do that. Let's do that. That was a bad joke. I do apologize. We're out of conveyors as well. Nice. More conveyors. More conveyors. I do want to automate conveyors as well, because it's pretty tragic having to manufacture them on my person at all times. Also pretty energy consumptive. There's also no need to actually have that splitter there. I don't know why I had it. That should be just fine. There we go. Wonderful. Okay. So, yeah, we can do priorities, we can do filters on these ports here. I like that a lot. That's actually very, very cool. That's very, very cool. I mean, it doesn't actually matter for our purposes if there is a priority area. In fact, we should be fine apart from the fact that this is okay. Next plan. We're gonna go from here to here. We're gonna go backwards. We're gonna go in through the back end instead of going in through the front end. Which, you know, risky business. Risky business. Okay, try that. Maybe that'll work. Maybe that'll work. Maybe that will work a little bit better. Okay, we also should probably bring this just a smidgen closer. I'm really, like, still tripping out on the distances. The distances between certain buildings. And it doesn't help the fact that the entry into this thermal plant is actually recessed into the back of the building, which makes it a little bit weird. Nice. Okay. Better. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Yeah, we'll have to see how things go. We'll have to see how things go in the late game, because there is a chance. There is a chance that our global campaign could end in a juddery FPS-y mess. But I doubt it. I doubt it. So far, this game has performed in a buttery smooth manner, and I'm loving it, to be honest. I really just love games like this, where you're able to zoom out and you're just able to see. You're just able to look at what you've built, and you're just like, wow, I did that. And that's really cool. That's really, really cool. I think I just enjoy looking at really complex creations that individually all work very, very simplistically, but then you zoom out and it's like, wow, that's all working. That's all working. Right, speaking of working, let's get the oil refinery working. Now, how on earth is this crude oil going to output? I presume that if it outputs on a belt, it's going to output little barrels. I've got to imagine that that's the case. Or little boxes, I guess. Little boxes of crude oil? Sure, okay, that's entirely reasonable. It suggests to me that there is perhaps a boxing facility in this crude oil extraction area. Don't know why. Alrighty.
This facility will produce multiple products. To divide them, you need to set a filter on the sorter. You can use tab or the arrow keys on the right side of the keyboard.
Alright, what do we got?
To quickly
so,
set the filter
plasma will refine into... Ooh. Oh, look at this. Very fancy. I like it a lot. Oh, this is wonderful. Okay, so we got hydrogen. We got hydrogen and we got refined oil. Hydrogen and refined oil, and we need to filter the sorter on the outputs, and that will net us And that will net us the individual products. So we'll do something like this. Storage tank. Do we need to use a storage tank? I think that we do need to use a storage tank, even though technically everything is boxed, which is kind of funky, but kind of weird. Right, set filter, refined oil. There we go, refined oil. There we go. Now we should have refined oil coming out of here. There we go. Looks and works like an absolute charm. Excellent. Let's test. Let's test. Let's test to see if this works. Let's test to see if this works. Is it?
You built a storage tank.
Is it?
It is more suitable for storing fluid than the storage. Each storage tank can only store one single type of fluid and can be built vertically.
Devastated.
However,
devastated. Okay. So looks like the advantage of the fluid tank is that you can have belts that just directly yoink into it. Whereas the storage facility needs bespoke sorters, which is, I mean, I guess benefits, negatives, pros, cons. Again, if we want to demolish the storage tank, then, you know, the contents will be devastated, as Mr. Robot succinctly explained to us just a mere moments ago. Let's build some more storage tanks. Also, they can be stacked, which I'm pretty excited about, to be honest. Pretty excited about the prospect of a stack and storage tank. Okay. Looks like we're actually using all of our iron. Oh my goodness. That is quite remarkable. Yeah, we need more iron. I am honestly very surprised at the fact that we're not managing to get enough iron out of here. We got a couple of smelters on the go, although I suppose only one is really concerned with turning iron into iron plates. No matter, I have a very, very simple solution. This is the simple solution. Okay. Don't do this at home. This is the quick and dirty life hack. There you go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. That one. Good stuff. We're gonna need one more sorter. To be honest, should probably have just used the sorter in the middle position first. There we go. But whatever, that's fine. Alrighty. Good stuff. Good stuff. Spheres. I'm gonna go to bed tonight and dream of spheres. Dream of spheres, or my lack thereof, thus far. I mean, it is at the end of the tech tree, I suppose. Speaking of tech tree, let's go. Environmental modification, foundation. Okay, that reminds me very much of Satisfactory, actually, where that had a foundation system. Alrighty, solar collection as well. Let's NQ that. Deuterium fractionation. Energy matrix. Ooh, energy matrix. Yes, I'm interested in the next level of energy matrix. That's cool. Okay, so what are we? We're about a third? Maybe a quarter of the way through the tech tree. Although, of course, we've only done the easy bit. Only the easy bit. It will no doubt get a little bit more complex as we go. Alrighty. This is looking great. This is looking very, very good. So that gives us a little bit of extra storage there. Yeah, so the storage tanks here, we can't extract from the storage tanks, which kind of sucks. But then again, the upside is that we don't have to deal with stinky sorters. They're not actually that stinky. They're actually quite okay. They're actually quite acceptably okay, and I'm very happy to have them because they're very cool. Okay. Again, worth repeating, you know, the whole premise. The whole premise is to build a Dyson Sphere. The whole premise is to build a Dyson Sphere with a whole bunch of little automation interludes. That's what I like to think that we're doing. Automation interludes in a grand universal symphony of building a Dyson Sphere. So there you go. The problem is, right? The problem is, whenever anyone says Dyson Sphere to me, I can't help but think of the Hoover Company, which is a problem, you know, because I can't help but think of a Hoover in space sucking up a sun, as opposed to, you know, a heavy sci-fi concept. It's just not the same thing, and yet I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about Hoovers. I can't stop thinking about Hoovers. I have suffered with this affliction for a good many years now. Okay. We need so much more iron. We need so much more iron. And yeah, even Hoover's a brand. A bankrupt brand. I haven't thought about Hoovers in years. I really haven't. This is a conversation that is going nowhere. But there you are. Alrighty. My core is almost out of juice. Let's turn up the heat. Let's increase our carbon footprints. Nice. Good stuff. Actually, let's just make a connection directly to the storage unit here. There we go. This is all really to supplement my iron income here. Okay. This is looking good. This is looking good. This is looking good. I will check momentarily, Doug. Are we burning? We're burning the candle at both ends. We're burning the candle at both ends. Very nice. Can I burn hydrogen? Ooh, I can burn hydrogen. 8 megajoules. It's actually better. Wow, it's actually way better than coal. Alrighty. Usually in games like this, you know, people get all, oh, you can't burn hydrogen. It's a very it's an explodey gas. They get all health and safety on me. Which, you know, is just not exciting. It's not my style. I live life on the edge. Alrighty. Let's have a little look at our research tech tree. What's next? What's next on the things that we need to do? Thermal power, we've done that. Plasma refining, we've done that. Oh yeah, I need to get a chemical plant down, which no doubt is something that I could have done a little while ago. What do we need? We need stone and we need glass. Glass also requires stone. Let me turn on the veins just for a second. We will see if we can utilize some stone veins that I know we've got sticking around. Environmental modification. Excellent. Okay. I would love to be able to make some of these, but we need stone in order to do so. Okay, let's mine a little bit of stone manually. Let's mine a little bit of stone manually. Let's then stick down this. Sure, it's fine with me. Okay. I really wish that there was an ability to transform. You know, kind of like Optimus Prime. Would that not be cool? I don't know if a mecha is technically a transformer. Is a transformer technically a mecha? I don't know about that one. I don't know about that at all. However, I would like to be able to transform into Optimus Prime and then just drive around my base. That would be kind of cool. If that could be a feature that gets added, I would be over the freaking moon. All right. Right, these are the most complex things that we really have to build at the moment. These wireless terminal things. That is excellent. Apart from the wireless, no, sorry, not apart from the wireless. Apart from the chemical plant, is everything else built? I think everything else has been built. I think everything else has been built. Okay, we'll get this connected up. We'll get a. Oh, I'm walking slow. My mecha has run out of juice. Terrible news. I don't think that we have any burnable business on our mecha at the moment. Oh, my jets are sad. Okay, let's mine this tree so that I can get at least one single megajoule more. Please, sir. I'd like some more megajoules. Just one megajoule more. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're back on the carbon footprint trail. Let's yoink some hydrogen here before I run out of juice again. Also, why am I? Oh, I didn't set this to. I didn't set a filter. I should have set it to hydrogen. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Well, at least we got some refined oil here now. Kind of cool to consider. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Hydrogen. Boom, 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 boom. Literally boom. We're gonna make it work. Yeah, let's get the power poles down. Let's get the power poles down right now. So how long range can these things go? Pretty far, actually. Nice. I like it. I like it. Okay, so that opens up, and that's going to allow me to charge right up, which is, I mean, undoubtedly going to cause chaos. Cause chaos in the power network, because, of course, we have no batteries. We have no way to, like, ramp up power production. It's just is what it is. Probably get away with using a couple of mini power poles now, or at least, you know, the smaller power poles. Nice. Solar collection. Solar power. I never want to use solar power. I've already mentioned, but I'm... Oh.
The data shows this is a planet without natural silicone veins. However, you can still obtain some by smelting stone ore. While you still need a massive silicone collection,
what the heck?
You need to find a planet rich with silicone veins as soon as possible.
We can fly? Okay. I guess, like, this is the opposite of Supreme Commander, because in Supreme Commander, if you're under attack, you just, you wallow into water and then nobody can hit you. It's, like, insane when you think about it, but this is actually really, really cool. Okay, yeah, power is, oh, this is cool. This is very, very cool. Yeah, power is, Power is probably not super friendly with the concept of flight. Let's have a little look. Although, in saying that, it's probably, the reason that I'm probably okay is because I'm burning the candle literally at both ends. There we go. I mean, it's not actually that large of a drain, to be honest. thruster. My thrusters. I mean, it's more than walking for sure. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, we'll leave that loaded up in there for a while. We did get a solar panel, which is nice. Let's get a storage crate here. And we'll stick that in there like so. Excellent. We're still doing the research. Yep, nice. Happy to see it. Let's get some power out over here. Excellent. Good. Good stuff. Right, so this stone is probably going to become pretty darn important, I suspect. We need to smelt silicon, I think, right? Like, that was what was required. That was what was required for... Sorry, we need to smelt stone in order to get silicon. That's what's required. Right, yoink a couple of those out of there. And we can actually just take copper coils directly from here if they're being made. They're not actually being made in numerous enough quantities. It is this smelter that is having a problem. Interesting. Interesting. We can't fly with spacebar. It's only the it's only a I don't know, a graceful jump. I say a graceful jump. It's a somewhat graceful jump. Okay, we need to expand the number of smelters that we have over here, which is very important actually. Very, very important indeed. But we also need more smelters for stone because we're gonna need to get on that sweet, sweet silicon action. And then we're also gonna see if we can get these energy matrices. X-ray cracking, we don't need that. We don't need that. Applied superconductor, yeah. So that looks like a fuel source. We're gonna queue that up. Anything that's just basic blue, we're gonna see if we can queue it up. Okay, crystal smelting, nah. Titanium smelting, nah. Nothing else. I think that's pretty much everything, to be honest with you. Pretty much everything. Alrighty. Let me clean this up a little bit. Let's throw down one of these. Throw down one of those. Probably, you know, significant overkill, but you know, we'll do it nonetheless. We'll do it nonetheless. It should allow us to get a little bit more research done as well. Okay. Energy matrix, one of the 5 source codes to keep the center brain simulating. What does that even mean? The center brain simulating. The center brain simulating. It's like this sci-fi buzzwords. How many of them can we slam into a game? Okay. Okay. Now, how do we make the energy matrix? Aha! Okay, so it's energetic graphite, which is basically refined coal, as far as I'm aware, and then also additional hydrogen. So we can either make it through processing coal, or we can make it through refining oil and hydrogen, and then it gives us more hydrogen and refined graphene, or refined graphite, should I say. That's actually kind of interesting. I think the coal is definitely the more appealing of the 2 sources, at least short term for us. But free hydrogen is free hydrogen, right? Okay, wowzers. We are now consuming a significant amount of coal. This is excellent. This is excellent. My internal human brain is telling me that I'm doing well. If I'm able to, use fossil fuels to destroy the planet, then this is excellent. Okay, this is gonna get yoinked. All right. Again, I just wish that I had the ability to make freaking lights. Honestly, lights would just make this whole process just a lot more nice. Right. So where's this graphite made? It's made at a smelting facility, which we just so happen to have a significant number of over here. Righty. Let's give that a crack. Go. Good stuff. Let's see if 2 will be enough. We can always expand it a little bit later. Yeah, 2 should be more than enough. Cool. Very, very cool. So it's 2 bits of coal to 1 bit of graphite. And what did I say? What did I say the other component in this was? It's literally just hydrogen, which we're already producing in fairly large quantities over here. I mean, we need more of these oil refineries for sure. We have so much oil that is just sitting in the oil extractor, going out of date, and you know, you don't want your oil to go out of date. You don't want your oil to go out of date at all. So we need to preemptively take action to ensure that it doesn't. But in order to do that, we're going to need a little bit of extra stone, and we also need to get silicon for something that I've completely forgotten. Oil refinery, get that. Chemical plant, get that. We don't actually have a chemical plant yet at all, so we need to sort that out. Go sort out the hydrogen. Excellent. And then we need a. Actually, I tell you what, this is stupid. Let's do this. Let's take up the coal mine that I just placed. And let's instead do something that is perhaps a little bit forward thinking and a little bit sensible for a change. This is the first time for everything, eh? Okay, so we're actually gonna build, believe it or not, we're gonna build the coal mine next to where it needs to be. What a revolutionary and incredible concept, eh? Alright, let's get one of these big fancy schmancy power poles here. And then we'll reestablish our smeltery over here. And we'll do this. Okay. What am I looking for? I'm looking for that. That's the ticket. And then I'm already at a belt again. More belts. More belts. What am I building at the moment? Oh yeah, I'm building oil refineries, am I? I mean, that's fine, I guess. Not necessarily the end of the world, but it's not also necessarily a priority. Whilst we're waiting for that to get done, why don't we do this? I got a pile of soil. What the heck am I going to do with a pile of soil? Does that allow me to change the landscape? I suspect that it probably does. Yeah, look at that. Vein restore, lay foundation. Where am I keeping this 49,000 units of soil? What the heck is happening? What the heck is happening? Where are we keeping it? Where the bleeding heck are we keeping it? Yeah, I think it works pretty much just like Satisfactory does in terms of foundation. Hydrogen. This is made in a research facility, so it's not even the right forum. Build and build and build. Yes, I'm keeping it in my very, very small torso. Look at what this is unrealistic expectations. Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that torso. I mean, the joint actuation right there that's going on must be very precise, because I mean, you know, to put it a more crude way, I don't think that there's really enough junk in that trunk to swing those legs around. I think there's... I think there's a lacking in junk there. All right, take the graphite. Right, how am I doing on my magnificent quest? My magnificent quest to build 2 oil refineries. I built one. That ain't too shabby. Better than nothing. This is actually looking shockingly well organized. That is a bad decision there. Can we stack these? I doubt that we can stack these. Yeah, okay. Stacking is not possible for a couple of things, but that's fine. We'll get that over there, and we will redo this. The reason that we need to make it like so, I don't think that's gonna work. That's far too tight. That is not okay. All right, that is the exact perfect amount of tightness. Oh well, that's very, very, very surprising. Well, there you go. Okay, this is needed because remember we need to have the outputs. We need to have the outputs on either side. Surprisingly, looks good. Looks really, really good. I actually really like this setup. This is nice. This is nice. We may need to get a little bit more oil coming in here, but honestly, half of our problems are now relating to power supply, so, you know, maybe I do want to get a cursed solar panel. Let's get a cursed solar panel. Okay. Of course, I install the solar panel just as it turns to evening, which is itself pretty cursed. But that's okay. We're about to finish up applied superconductors. Don't know why it's flashing wildly. Don't know why it's flashing wildly at all. That's fine. We can build solar panels anywhere, right? I mean, if we wanted to build them on the other side of the planet, we totally could. That's an idea.
Rare veins scatter around different planets. They will greatly
You got it,
improve
Mr. Robot.
efficiency.
I
So
just
if you
wish there
find
was a
them,
way for me
collect
to,
them and put them as
you
a
know,
part of industrial
take your big
production.
brain offline or whatever. There's no fuel here. What the heckity heck is happening? There we go. Add fuel manually in there. That's fine. Okay, this is good. If only we had the technology. If only we had the technology to discover batteries. If only. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how easy life would be if we just had the technology to discover batteries?